Wow, have you ever caught yourself wondering if something smells off and then thought, is that me? It's a totally natural feeling, and honestly, you're not alone in this. In fact, you might be surprised by how common it is, especially as we get older. But here's the thing, there's no need to feel embarrassed. In this video, we're going to dive deep into 5 bathroom habits that doctors say can actually make older women smell worse, even when we're trying our best to stay clean. Stick with me until the end, because I'm going to share some incredibly simple and practical fixes that'll leave you feeling fresh, confident, and truly in tune with your body. After all, you deserve to feel vibrant and beautiful no matter your age. Oh, and before we jump in, I'd love it if you could hit that like button. It really helps me continue bringing you valuable tips like these. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss another video. And if you enjoy this, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, let me know with a 0 so I can keep improving and making videos you'll love. Now let's get started with something that I bet many of you can relate to. Part 1, using too much soap down there. Ladies, let me share a little personal insight with you that completely changed the way I approach personal hygiene. When I was younger, I thought I was doing everything right. Every shower was an opportunity to scrub with all the soaps and body washes that promised to keep me feeling fresh. I was especially focused on my intimate areas, thinking that more soap meant more cleanliness and more freshness, of course. You know the products I'm talking about, those floral-scented feminine washes that seem to scream, "This is the right way to do it." But here's the kicker. No one ever told me that all that scrubbing was actually doing more harm than good. I didn't know it back then, but our bodies, especially the intimate areas, are designed to keep themselves clean without all the extra effort. The vaginal area is an incredible self-regulating system, perfectly balanced to keep infections at bay and everything in check. It maintains a delicate pH level that's normally between 3.8 and 4.5, and this balance keeps everything fresh and odor-free. Imagine it like an orchestra, where every component plays its part perfectly. Now, when we start introducing those harsh soaps or heavily scented products, we throw that balance off. These products often contain chemicals, fragrances, and alcohol, all of which can strip away the good bacteria our bodies rely on, leaving us more prone to irritation, infections, and even that unwanted odor. I learned that the hard way. I spent years battling discomfort and wondering why my freshness routine didn't seem to be working. That's when I finally had a heart-to-heart with my gynecologist, who set me straight. Here's the simple truth. The vagina is self-cleaning. There's no need to scrub inside. The inner vaginal canal naturally produces mucus that helps flush out dead cells and bacteria. As for the outer area, the vulva, warm water is usually all you need. If you feel the need for something more, choose a gentle, fragrance-free, pH-balanced product made specifically for the external areas. Just a little, never inside. Forget about those sprays, douches, or wipes that promise freshness. They often cause more harm than good. My advice? Trust your body's natural rhythms. The less you try to interfere with them, the healthier and fresher you'll feel. If you ever notice a persistent odor or discomfort, don't just keep piling on more soap. Talk to a healthcare professional to rule out any issues. Your body's a lot smarter than you might realize, so let it do its thing, and you'll feel better than ever. 1. How often do you wash your bath towels? I bet it's something most of us don't give much thought to until something starts feeling a little off. Have you ever noticed a faint, musty smell lingering on your skin, even after a nice, fresh shower? Trust me, I've been there. Not too long ago, I was the one guilty of hanging onto the same towel for days, sometimes even a whole week, telling myself, I'm clean, so my towel must be too, right? Oh, how I wish I could go back and give myself a little advice. It wasn't until I started feeling that unpleasant scent on my skin that I realized the truth. My towel wasn't as clean as I thought. Here's the thing. Towels absorb moisture, and when they stay damp, They're the perfect little haven for bacteria and fungi. Every time you dry off, that warm, damp towel becomes a playground for germs, especially in a steamy, poorly ventilated bathroom. And those germs, they don't just stick around in the towel, they end up back on your skin. It was a real wake-up call for me, as someone who thought I was being efficient by reusing the same towel to save water. Turns out I was compromising my skin health in the process. Now, dermatologists recommend washing your towels every 3 to 4 uses to keep those pesky bacteria at bay. But if you live in a humid area or your bathroom doesn't have great airflow, you might need to wash them more often, maybe even after every second use. Here's a tip that worked wonders for me. Set up a towel rotation. Keep 3 towels, 1 in use, 1 drying after a wash, and 1 clean and ready to go. That way, you're never stuck with a damp, germy towel. And if your bathroom doesn't dry your towel fast enough, try spreading it out fully on a towel rack instead of bunching it up. And if you're dealing with terrible humidity, investing in a small dehumidifier can make a big difference. Since I made the change, I've noticed my skin feels fresher, my bathroom smells better, and that musty towel smell is gone for good. Sometimes it's the little things like this that make a huge difference in how we feel. And hey, if you're still hanging with me through this video, drop a number 1 in the comments. I'd love to know I'm not the only one learning something new here. Thanks so much for spending this time with me. Part 3, ignoring your feet. Let's get real for a moment. Have you ever thought about the feet that carry you through every step of your day? I know feet aren't exactly the most glamorous topic, right? Most of the time, they're hidden away in socks and shoes, and we tend to give them the least amount of attention, especially when we're busy with everything else in life. I used to be the queen of foot neglect. My shower routine was simple. Let the water flow over them, maybe give them a quick swipe with a soapy washcloth, and call it a day. I didn't give them a second thought, figuring they were fine as long as they didn't look dirty. But as the years passed, I noticed something a little off. There was this sour smell coming from my shoes, even on days when I hadn't been particularly active or sweaty. It was embarrassing, and I couldn't understand why it was happening. Here's the thing. Our skin changes as we age. When we're younger, our skin naturally sheds dead cells more efficiently, but as we get older, that process slows down. This buildup of dead skin, especially on our feet, think heels and between the toes, creates the perfect breeding ground for odor-causing bacteria. And let's not forget, feet sweat. They've got over 250,000 sweat glands after all. So if we're not proactive about foot care, that sweaty dead skin mix can turn into a stinky problem. I realized my minimal foot cleaning routine wasn't cutting it. Dead skin and moisture were lingering around, and before I knew it, I had a sneaky odor that was hard to shake. But here's the good news. Once I changed up my approach, everything improved. Now, every shower includes at least a minute of foot care. I gently scrub every part of my feet with a soft washcloth and mild, fragrance-free soap, making sure to get into the soles, heels, and yes, between the toes, where bacteria and moisture love to hide. Once a week, I'll use a pumice stone or foot file to gently exfoliate away the buildup of dead skin, but I'm careful not to overdo it. The real game changer, though, is drying my feet thoroughly. I don't just towel them off quickly, I carefully pat between each toe, making sure there's no moisture left behind. On days when I'm wearing closed-toe shoes for long stretches or during the summer, I dust a little antifungal foot powder into my shoes or socks to keep everything dry and fresh. Taking care of your feet isn't just about getting rid of odor. It's about showing respect to the unsung heroes that carry you through life. Neglecting them can lead to all sorts of issues like athlete's foot, cracked heels, or even infections. If you have diabetes or other health concerns, it's especially important to take extra care of your feet. So why not treat your feet to some love? A little extra care in the shower, thorough drying, and a bit of pampering, like a soothing foot soak or a nourishing moisturizer, will keep your feet feeling fresh, healthy, and ready for whatever life has in store. After all, they're the foundation of your body and your confidence. How many times have you flushed the toilet without a second thought? Maybe even with the lid up. and never realize what could be happening in that very moment. It sounds almost like something out of a quirky science experiment, right? But trust me, there's nothing funny about it. This is a lesson I learned the hard way. Picture this. When you flush with the lid open, you're unknowingly triggering a microscopic geyser, or what experts call a toilet plume. Yes, I know it sounds strange, but the consequences are anything but. This plume shoots tiny invisible droplets filled with bacteria, viruses, and who knows what else into the air. And guess what? These droplets don't just float harmlessly away. They can travel up to 6 feet and sometimes even further, hanging in the air for minutes or hours. Now imagine this. Your toothbrush sitting right there on the counter, innocent as can be, suddenly covered in those tiny particles. Your hairbrush, towel, or even your favorite skincare products? Yep, they're in the firing line too. If you're standing nearby while flushing, these tiny invaders could even land on your skin or get inhaled into your lungs. It's not just about a dirty bathroom, it's about your health. And as if that wasn't enough, think about air fresheners, scented toilet cleaners, or any other chemicals you might use. They don't just smell nice, they mix with the bathroom plume, creating a toxic cocktail of chemicals and germs floating in the air, ready to settle on any surface they can find. It's a reality we often overlook. But here's the good news. Closing the toilet lid before flushing is one of the simplest, most effective changes you can make. Since I started this habit, I've noticed a huge improvement in how clean and fresh my bathroom feels. It's not just about keeping the bathroom visually spotless, though that's certainly part of it. It's about keeping bacteria, unpleasant smells, and even chemicals from spreading throughout your space. It's such a small adjustment, but the impact is big. A cleaner, healthier bathroom where you don't have to think twice about what's in the air. And here's the best part. You don't even notice the cleanliness because it's just, well, clean. No lingering odors, no worries. If you're still watching this video and finding this useful, I'd love to hear from you. Just drop a 2 in the comments below to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for sticking around and taking the time to learn with me. Let's keep making our spaces safer, one small change at a time. Let's dive right into a topic that might make you smile and maybe even nod in agreement, because we've all been there. Imagine this. After a long day, you're getting ready to head to bed. You slip into those soft, cozy pajamas, ready to unwind, and then, wait a second, do I really need to change my underwear? I mean, I haven't exactly been running marathons, right? It's easy to think they're comfy enough. Why not just wear them to bed? But here's the thing. As tempting as it may be, sticking with the same pair of underwear all day and night could be doing more harm than you think. Now, I'm not saying you need to feel guilty about it. I've been there too. But let's just take a moment to think about it. Throughout the day, our bodies produce sweat, oils, and yes, moisture. And even if we've been lounging more than moving, these little elements accumulate in your underwear. The trouble begins when you wear those same undies to bed, trapping all of that against your skin overnight in a warm, cozy environment is kind of like giving bacteria a VIP pass to grow. And let's be honest, no one loves that morning surprise of unwanted odors or irritation. Especially as we age, our skin can become more sensitive. And what once seemed like a harmless habit can lead to discomfort over time. Plus, if your underwear is made of synthetic materials like nylon or polyester, it's not doing your skin any favors. These fabrics don't breathe as well as cotton, so moisture just hangs around, causing irritation. But don't worry, there's an easy fix. Doctors suggest a simple yet effective change. Switch to a fresh, clean pair of underwear before bed. And if you want to go the extra mile for comfort, go for natural fabrics like cotton, which are breathable and help wick away moisture. If you're feeling adventurous, and hey, if it's comfortable for you, try skipping the underwear altogether. Letting your skin breathe at night can make a world of difference. Since I've started doing this, I can't believe how much better I feel in the mornings. It's one of those little changes that makes a big difference, almost like a secret tip to start the day with more comfort and confidence. Trust me, your skin and your mornings will thank you. Ah, the bathroom trash bin. Let's take a moment to talk about something we all tend to overlook. But trust me, this little detail makes a bigger difference than you might think. I used to be just like you, blissfully unaware of how important it was to keep my bathroom trash bin in check. It sat there quietly in the corner, a small lidded bin, just waiting to be filled with used tissues, cotton swabs, hygiene products, basically anything that didn't belong on the floor. I'd empty it when it was full, and that was the end of it. Simple, right? But here's the kicker. Even that small, seemingly innocent bin can turn into a silent troublemaker if left unchecked. Let me tell you, it's the moisture and organic material that gets trapped in there. Those used tissues, that damp cotton pad, that slowly create the perfect environment for bacteria and mold to thrive. You wouldn't think a trash bin could cause much of a problem, but over time, it started to emit a faint, musty smell. At first, I thought it was the cleaning products I was using, but after a while, I realized it was the bin itself. My clean bathroom had this subtle, sour odor I had just gotten used to, thinking it was normal. The good news is, fixing it couldn't be simpler, and it doesn't take much time at all. Now I empty that bin every few days, no matter how much or how little is in there. And once a week, I give it a good wipe down with a disinfectant or a vinegar-based cleaner. To make sure those smells don't sneak back, I sprinkle a little baking soda at the bottom or add a few drops of my favorite essential oil. In less than 5 minutes, my bathroom feels fresher, cleaner, and even smells inviting to guests. They often comment on how crisp and pleasant it is, and honestly, I feel like I'm living in a space that's truly hygienic. It might sound like a small thing, but maintaining that bathroom bin, it's a game changer. Just think of it as one more way to take care of yourself and your home in a way that makes a real difference. And once you do it, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner.